If you're anything like me and my Gorilla Platoon members, you will have a high amount of ambition to understand that I'm not where I want to be right now, but I know I'm going to be soon. And with that level of ambition, you want to understand, what does it actually take to get a top 1% physique? This photo taken, albeit a screenshot actually off the laptop as we wait on the actual finals to come through of our team meetup. So we met up and essentially took like a photo shoot together as a team. And when you're getting a team photo shoot together, you want to take it to the next level. It's an extra layer than just your before and afters taken post-pumping or after a good gym session that you see and you find some good lighting. Because you're bringing men together. Therefore, it adds that element of competition. Therefore, everyone wants to look their absolute best. So in this video, I'm going to discuss, like, what does it take to actually get a top 1% physique? Because if you're anything like me, you'll have a high level of ambition to understand that you're going to get there soon. You might not be there yet, but you know you're going to be there soon. You know that with enough time and effort, you can achieve it. And nothing is ever beyond you. And you must believe, like, if another man has got into elite level condition, then you fucking can too. Never think it's beyond you. Never think that your starting point was too far away. Wait till the video comes out. But this guy, to get a six-pack, he lost like 27 kilos. I think it was like 19 or 28 kilos or something like that. I'll do a full video actually giving you the examples and the before and afters and showcasing that. So anyone can do it. Anyone can get in great shape. And that really is just my mission here. It's just to get as many men as possible across the world. We've had members from like Australia to America and even in the middle of Africa to get them a six-pack. Because although the six-pack's cool and it's nice, you look fucking great, and absolutely, and that's why you clicked on the video in the first place, and that is what we'll deliver to. It goes deeper than the six-pack. The six-pack is simply just a trophy. That's what it resembles. What this is really about is developing you as a human being, as a character. So, we're going to get straight into the video. And the first thing you want to understand when you're trying to get in elite level condition, top 1% physique is, you must first frame your mindset, because you're going to go levels deeper than what everyone else is capable of doing. And there will be days where you want to quit. There will be days where your cardio is high, your fatigue is high, your food has come down, you haven't got that much energy, and you think, what is all of this for? And that's why when I say don't focus on the six-pack, otherwise you'll never really get it, focus on the character of who you need to be. Now, what do I mean when I say there's a goblin version of you and an athlete version of you? Well, let's just first and foremost just zoom in slightly on this fucking screen. So this was me in summertime of 2020. This was me taken probably a couple of weeks ago before we actually did the shoot. Yeah, around two to 3 weeks ago that photo was taken. So this is like my 5-year transformation, and I've done a fair few videos on my journey, but essentially started out looking like Gollum and wanted to really stack some tissue on it. I'd always been fit, always been fairly strong, could lift a good amount of load for my own weight. Here I am around 69-ish kilos. I'm only 173 centimeters or 5'8", and here we're sat somewhere around the mist, I believe around 77-ish. So that's the transformation we've managed to go on, just as lean across both photos, a bit more of a chest and some delts and some arms. So that was the transformation I've been on. Many bulks, many cuts. And as I developed through the bulking and cutting period, I started to understand that, backed with my military background, hence the tattoo of the British Parachute Regiment, that's what I pieced together and started to understand really like the vessel of the military along with physique development. This is really my passion and my calling, what I like to do to help people. So there is a goblin version of you. This is the version of you that has excuses as to why he doesn't look in great shape. It's the version of you that will just get to 13% and sack it because you kind of think that that's as far as you deserve, because your self-image is low and your self-worth is low. The only reason you don't have the six-pack is because you don't generally believe you deserve it. Do you know why? Because you see yourself as this goblin version of you. You know every time you fucking cheated on something, you know every time you said you were going to do something and didn't do it, so your integrity with yourself is less, and this goblin essentially lives inside of you. But it doesn't have to be this way, because there's a goblin version of you, but there's also a 2.0 athlete version of you. This is the version of you that is a leader, the version of you that is doing what he said he would do with high levels of integrity. And when I say leader, it could just be literally leading your family. This is the version of you that is up when he said he was going to get up. This is the version of you that's eating clean food, putting good quality nutrients into his body. This is the guy that picks up the little bit of litter that he sees when he's out doing his steps, rather than the guy that just walks past it and lets the world be like 0.1% worse because he left the litter on the floor. So the way I like to discuss this is, when we say there's an athlete version of you and a goblin version of you, you are both on this race. The athlete version of you is here. Okay, and let's draw the goblin in another colour. Let's say this is the goblin with loads of little weird spikes coming off him, and he is trying to chase after you. Okay, you are both on this path going this way. Okay, so he is coming to chase after you. Now, how would he catch up to you? Because if he wants to become you, what would slow you down and to become more goblin-like? Well, you would pass up on the disciplines that you need to do to get in shape. This is missing your step count. This is eating off plan. This is not training hard enough in the gym. This is missing gym workouts. You do that and your discipline will stop you because you're not becoming that 2.0 character version of you. That's where you're headed. You're trying to move away from him so you can become the athlete version of you. He's trying to catch you up, so then you end up like the goblin. A lot of you are already starting from a goblin standpoint, and we're trying to get you to do the disciplines and shake him off. But however, if you keep doing the daily disciplines, you can't become a goblin if you're fucking disciplined, can you? Because you're doing the disciplines, you're doing what you should do, you're not acting in accordance with him. This is laziness. This is gluttony. This is slothness. This is bad integrity with self. This is bad mindset around like achievement and goals. This is low levels of ambition. This is poor self-image. These are all the vessels of the goblin that is trying to take over your fucking life. And when I say the goblin, what I'm really talking about is there is a devil that sits on your shoulder, and everybody has felt this, where like you have an option to do something in a certain point, and you can either listen to the devil brain, or you can ignore it and listen to the brain that you should do. And that's when I say the goblin version of you, it's that version of you inside your head. But you can really put a cap on him and shrink him down, or even get to the point where he is just not even existent. Because eventually he's going to run out of steam. If you keep doing the daily disciplines for 1,000 days, he's going to get burnt out, or he's going to get very fit to try and keep up with you. So he will then leave you, and you can become the 2.0 version of you. However, if you don't do the disciplines, you're going to halt. You're not, because you're not becoming the 2.0, so you're essentially standing static. So he's getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer until he eventually becomes you. And this is a very, very dangerous place to be in. This is not what we want to see from men, because you have a lot of potential. A lot of you watching this could be fucking anything you want, because I've been in your shoes. I've been in your shoes where, like, although as a British paratrooper, I'd come back from a day's work, have a sleep, like, piss around in my room, eat some cookies, watch some TV, and just do nothing else to move myself nor the world further forward. Yet, little did I know, let's say fast forward 5-6 years down the line, I'm going to be a man that's getting guys in elite level condition and helping them to transcend to the 2.0 version of them so they can go and take on good things. Like, my life is very good and very purposeful now. All because I just started with basic daily disciplines, got myself in good shape, practiced the daily disciplines, developed my self-image, took some risks, left the army, moved to Dubai, learned how to get people in this level of condition. Then went from there to trying it with myself and starting the guerrilla platoon, took another risk, and these things paid off. And I really feel this was my calling, because I've got my military back in, which great, absolutely love that. 10-year career, made me the man I am today, absolutely. But I always felt I had more, but I didn't know what it was going to be. But I had the passion for fitness and training, but I didn't have the skill and the knowledge to do with body recomp, which is the main catalyst on this channel. So then I went and learned that. And then I realized, who do I care about? People like me. How can I help them? Body recomp. Now this is what I do to help people. All because I did the daily disciplines. So you watching this right now, maybe in a bit of a rut and you're not in the shape you want to be, getting in shape is the first vessel for you to really change your life and to become the 2.0 version of you. You get in shape first, Because it's an easy win. Like when I say get in shape, it's relatively simple. Like people overcomplicate it to you. I can tell you right now, to get an elite level condition, here's the formula for getting an elite level condition. Start your food high, don't start it too low. Because if you start it too low, you'll run out of responsive tools. Look at like cardio up or food down as each tool you've got to make a change in body fat. The body will respond to whatever you put it on. So if you put it down to 1,800 calories, it'll work for 2 to 3 weeks. Then the body will adapt. Where do you go from there? Fucking nowhere. So what you then do is you start with your food fairly high. Establish your maintenance, sit 200 calories below it. Start with your cardio high, 20 minutes daily of cardio that is non-impact. This means you're not running outside on a road. You're using an inclined treadmill, walking, or a bike, or a cross trainer maybe. That'll be needed later on down the line as you get fitter. You're going to keep the heart rate 120 to 130. Keep your protein high, keep your carbs fairly high, because that's going to drive performance in the gym. You want to train so you can get bigger and stronger. It's not about just being like losing all body fat and also muscle. You need to be able to train. So then from there, you're going to track all your data across the week. If you lose a kilo, don't touch anything. Milk the life out of the plan until you get towards the end. Then at that point, you won't respond anymore. So what do? You pull a lever, add some more cardio. Burn the faucet, bang, 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 bang. Oh, we're not dropping anymore. Okay, well, do I go to 40 minutes daily? Actually, that's a bit challenging on my schedule. I will when I have to, absolutely, because I need to become the athlete. But for now, it would serve me just to drop 200 calories instead. I've got the room, the capacity, and I'll be okay with that. Cool, drop 200 calories. From there, carry on, burning the faucet. We're dropping. Oh, I'm not dropping. Cool, up the cardio, bang. And it's a sequence of that. People try and make it complicated. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It really doesn't. Like, that is like the bread and butter of getting an elite level condition. The only difference when you're going down to this lean level is you have to give yourself enough time to get that lean. That's literally what it comes down to. People will undershoot how long it will take them. And you will have to do like high amounts of cardio. Like we literally did a 13-week drop off here with my brother to get him the six pack. He went from peak bulk to photo shoot condition, but the motherfucker was on like 80 minutes of cardio per day. We had to do what we had to do to get him down lean. Would I always recommend it? No, I'd say give yourself more time, but it was just the way the cookie crumbled. And to be fair, he likes the Misogi. The Misogi is like a challenging event that you will do once per year that will really push you. And this could be your Misogi, actually. Look up on that. It's like a Japanese term. I won't go too much into this video and get too much off topic. But essentially, that's what you're going to do. Give yourself enough time to do this. Getting an elite level condition is just the longer you can spend doing this. Obviously, your cardio is high. And when the body stops responding, you need to think, what variable have I got to turn the screw? And as you get fitter, you need to think, what cardio machines can I use to keep my heart rate in that zone? It is literally the case of that. Like, it really is. Like, and people try and overcomplicate it. It doesn't have to be that complicated. But what is important is you frame the mindset of the athlete, because that is what's going to keep you going on the dark days. The process is simple. It is not always easy to apply. That's the issue here. Most people's issue is not knowledge of how to get in shape. I think, to be honest, most people have a good understanding of how to get in shape. Their issue is the application. So, like, to get in this level of condition, it really helped having the fact that we had a WhatsApp group where we could all communicate, put our progress on there, put our wins on there. We had the US shoot just before it, so I put that on there, and everyone's like, fucking hell, we need to beat the US guys, we're the Brits, and we're fucking better. And lo and behold, I don't know, there's both videos you can go watch and decide which one was best. But like that sense of community and people pushing each other, that's going to get you across the line. Having someone that you're physically accountable, that's going to force you to get across the line. Because the application bit is difficult, but again, it's not impossible. If you frame your mindset in the right way, that you are an athlete version of you, you are becoming the better 2.0 version of you and not being chased by the goblin. That's what you must understand. Because like I said, this is phase one. Phase one is you get a six pack. Phase two is you start to then think, well, what else can I do? Because I'm a man of discipline. Here's the evidence. I've just got a fucking six pack. I'm a man of consistency. Here's the evidence. I've done this for, let's say it took you 12 weeks. There's 12 weeks worth of evidence of you being a man of consistency. I know I'm a man of resilience because when my missus was fucking nagging me saying, you've not taken me out for food in ages. I'm not happy with you. And you still said, listen, appreciate that. But when I get the six pack, then we can go out for dinner. Until then, no. That shows resilience. That shows and here's another skill you'll need to have when you're on this phase. You need to be okay with and saying no to people, especially people that you like. because their goals are not your goal, right? Your goal is to get a six pack. In many ways, this can be a selfish goal because you do need to make sacrifices for it, 100%. That's, again, is it simple? Yes. In the reality of it, you're going to have to say no to meals out. You're going to have to go out and not really drink. I actually went to a Gorilla 2 member's house when I was over in the States, and he was telling me how his wife was literally like, well, I can't wait to have you back so we can actually look like we socialise with our friends rather than like you being there and taking your scale out. And I was like, that is the dedication I want to hear. That really, really is. But point of the matter is, you're going to have to be okay saying no to people. Again, people won't give you this information online. People will just try and say, and you need to pull calories like this, and this macro is best, and this 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein. Obviously, without that underpinning knowledge, sure, you won't get in shape. But that is not your issue. That is not going to get you the six-pack, I can tell you right now. Because if it was, everybody would look in elite level condition. What's going to get you the six-pack is me telling you, you need to think and forward plan ahead how you're going to tell your wife that this meal out you're going to go to, you're going to be taking your fold-out scales and you're going to be tracking what you eat because that's what it takes to get to elite level condition. People won't tell you that because that sounds awful. People won't tell you that because that's not something you want to buy into. I will. Why? Because I've got nothing to hide here, and this is my methodology, and this is how our boys think, or should I say boys? This is how our men think inside the Gorilla Platoon. Because this is what we're about. It's the next level standard. This is why we get the amount of results that we do. Because that's what you actually need. You need to become an athlete rather than trying to do this at your current version of yourself. That's what's going to actually get you in shape. That's what's going to differentiate you. Because I get the question a lot, like, how do you get so many people into this level of condition? Like, what do you do? And there's nothing better than when people go, steroids. It must be steroids. And it's like, I'll take the compliment all day, mate. Thank you very much. But it's literally that. It's the fact that if I can frame your mindset for you to believe that you are an athlete, you will see yourself as an athlete, because an athlete's not a person. The athlete is a lifestyle. If you act in accordance with that on a day-to-day, you're gonna become someone that looks like an athlete. The same way, like if I acted like I did, if I acted in accordance with a British paratrooper, even when I was a civilian, after 6 months of acting like that, I'm gonna become a British paratrooper, right? It's the same with anything. Act in accordance with, and let's use this in the opposite analogy. Let's say you are a middle-aged man that goes to the pub every weekend, has a bit of a beer belly, is a diehard fan, and sink 8 pints. You didn't come out the womb looking or being able to act like that. That is something you trained yourself into. Anything is trainable, but you must act in that way first, then you get the thing second. If you try and chase the thing first, you'll never get it because you're constantly chasing after the thing. So I frame it in the way that you become the athlete version of you. But I say athlete because it's an easy resemblance. You might, how would an athlete live? And this works very well for getting a six-pack. What I really mean is you become the 2.0 version of you. That's what this really means. Because if you're the 2.0 version of you, your relationships are going to go up because you're going to think, well, how would the better version of me act? Because you can also, as well, like I say, there's a goblin version of you, is the devil on your shoulder. There's the version of you where you can picture yourself, but he is 5% better at everything you do. He can lift 5% more weight on a press. He is 5% quicker. He makes 5% more money. He makes 5% his partner more happy. His children look up to him 5% more. And he's just why I say 5%, it's like 1 step ahead. There's the version of you that is 1 step ahead of you right now, and you're trying to beat that version of you. If you're always trying to beat that version of you that is 5% or 1 step ahead, you're going to achieve a hell of a lot of good things. So there is a better standard version of you, a 2.0 version of you. And this is why when members join the Gorilla Platoon, the first thing they will do is go into the school community and they will do the 2.0 version of them, lecture and document to script that out. Because I can tell you to leave your current version of yourself. If you have no one to go to, you're going to be lost in the fucking middle. And what are you going to do? Go back to what you know. Because, and I get this, and I explain this to people, when you go through this transition, you are going to go through this dark corridor. And you will get maybe around here, where it's still dark at this end. You can't actually see the finish, but you're also well away from the old version of you. And this is the stage where it's just quite critical, and this can be make or break. Because there'll still be an inkling of who you used to be, because it's never going to truly leave you, of course. In fact, you don't want it to, because you'll know. And why I mention this is, you know the guy you don't want to become. So this is who you're running away from by doing the daily disciplines. And that's the way I see this. Like, I make a YouTube video every day, right? You can see that from the channel, because I know the individual I don't want to become. I know the lazy sloth version of me, and I know that me, by delivering like what I know to the world and what I'm passionate about, what can help people, according to the comments of the YouTube, and thank you for dropping those in. I know me doing that on a daily basis is what like gives me that feeling of discipline and moving towards the better version of me. So you're going to be along this dark corridor. And I say this to guys in our community, via WhatsApp and whatnot. I'll say, look, you're in this space now. You've dropped a lot of weight. You can see from like the overall shape you look better, but you can't quite see the definition yet. This is the stage where you really have to just trust the process and in the daily practices, because that's where you'd more than likely fall off. When you kind of have done loads of work, dropped loads of weight, but can't just yet see. I was chatting with a Gorilla Platoon member last night about this. I said, look, you've dropped a hell of a lot of weight. You're knocking on the door before the definition is going to come out, but you're in that space now, mate, where you can only rely on the daily disciplines that you've done, and eventually, and soon enough, you're going to come out and look and start to see that definition. Because when you get the taste for the definition, you'll be like a hungry dog. You'll be like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And that's what carries you through towards the end. So that's how you get a top 1% physique. I gave you the tactic because it is simple. And to be honest, like, you could probably find a starting body composition on this channel. Like, I've done over 50 videos indefinitely because we're on like 70 odd results now, but you'll be able to go scroll through the channel and find a guy that looked fairly similar to you. And I've talked through how we got the result and give you the tactics there. So go and do that if you need to. But understand that if you ignore this whole concept I've given you in this video, you can try and get in shape. I guarantee you it'll last 3 weeks and you'll bounce back to that old version of you. Because there is so much going on inside the brain that like it's so hard to pull away. I'm giving you an opportunity and a lifeline to pull away from it, so don't squander it. So if you found this video value, great, subscribe to the channel. If you want to come and join us inside the Gorilla Platoon, then there'll be a link in the description. Book a call, let's chat and see if it's a good fit for you. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you tomorrow.